Digital art. The market is simply exploding. It's fantastic. A couple of weeks ago, an international auction house sold a non-fungible token for more than $60 million. And some of these artworks were purchased for $1, $10, $100 in 2018, 2019. So there are exponential gains probably that only existed in the past for people that, for example, purchased a Picasso when Picasso was unknown, or purchased a Monet, or purchased something else from a sculpture or from a Kandinsky when probably they were being sold for $300 or $500 on the streets and nobody wanted them. And this is happening exactly the same thing in the internet, but with an important difference. Important difference is that art in the past had a physical base. For example, a painting has a physical base. For example, if we have a sculpture, David, for example, the sculpture of David, you have a physical base. The digital world does not have a physical base. But we have to understand that the digital world is quite important, and it's quite important if we look at, for example, Facebook, if we look at Amazon, and if we look at Google. These companies are worth hundreds of billions, in fact trillions, if we count several of them, and they are basically operating on the digital world. Therefore, it doesn't shock me at all that the value of this art is so high. But how is it taxed? How is it taxed in Portugal? Imagine that you're an investor, or that you're an art lover, because this is an area of passions. If you are an art lover and you have purchased non-fungible tokens for $100 or 100 euros, and now you're selling them for 10 million. But this is not your professional activity. You just do it because you like it, because it's a form of art, and it's your pleasure to do so, to collect. If you sell it and you're resident in Portugal, you will not be taxed, because this cannot be qualified as a capital gain in Portugal. It's not listed as a capital gain, and it cannot be qualified as capital income or any other form of income under the Portuguese tax code. Therefore, they are fully exempt. So you have your gain will not be levied any form of tax. The situation is different if you do this as a professional activity, and this is my opinion. If you do it as a professional activity, if you don't work somewhere else or have another company, but you do this full-time, buy and sell, I think this is probably qualified as professional income, and it will be levied until a bracket of 48%. It depends on the income that you have. Of course, some others defend that will not be liable to tax. But you should not risk it, because if it is a professional activity, it might be levied, or the tax administration in the future might make the interpretation that it was always levied, but they didn't apply the tax. If you do this activity in name of a corporation, as the concept of taxable income is the increase of value, you will also be taxed. So if you come to Portugal and if you work somewhere else and dedicate a part of the day, small part of the day, buying and selling these, and you have a professional activity other than purchase and selling, you will never be levied any tax. So you will live completely tax-free in a sunny country, which is with very good food.